Hey guys, today I'm going to show you 30 mods which let you create your own amazing zombie apocalypse mod pack, all in a modern style, similar to TV shows like The Walking Dead. I will show you mods for a perfect world generation, for more exciting zombie opponents, for appropriate equipment and vehicles, building your own secure base, as well as immersive visuals. So let us cook and create the best zombie apocalypse mod pack. As we spawn in our new zombie apocalypse world, we need some fitting place to start. And Bunker Down is a great option for this. With this mod installed, you will spawn underground, in a small bunker facility with a couple of beds and basic blocks, like a crafting table or even some farmland and a chest. But don't expect a lot beside that, simply a different starting point for some more immersion. And it can also act as a safe place in the beginning of your adventure. But as you leave your bunker, your world should also not look like a vanilla one. Therefore, no surprise, we need the lost cities. This mod will generate abandoned cities all over your world, and you can customize basically everything, like if you find them rarely or if your whole world should just be one single city. And with the ancient city preset, the cities don't look as modern and new, but like no one has been living there for quite some time. However, the lost cities doesn't really feel realistic enough, and there's some noise and details missing in the buildings. That is why we can also add Keerdm's Zombie Apocalypse Essentials. This mod will transform your buildings from worn out and abandoned structures into completely decayed, overgrown, post-apocalyptic ruins, and it adds a few extra structures, like windmills. So if you're using the lost cities, I would definitely recommend also using this one for better quality. But to be honest, also with these two mods, the cities still feel a bit too repetitive and not like actual cities. To really elevate your zombie apocalypse world gen to another level, we need ChaosZPack. This mod will use a bunch of dependencies to add a huge collection of custom buildings specifically designed for a post-apocalyptic landscape. With this mod installed, exploring the ruined cities is really fun, and there's much more variety when adventuring. The houses and other buildings have a detailed interior, and also the streets really feel like an apocalypse has taken place. There are houses, stores, hospitals, skyscrapers, radio towers, and much more. Perfect for an immersive atmosphere. Even though the world generation is still pretty buggy sometimes, overall it is by far the best in my opinion. However, it uses a lot of dependencies, like Mr. Crayfish's furniture, create, immersive weathering, mine traps, doomsday decoration, horror elements, and taxi, all of which are great, but you need to decide for yourself if that is too much for you. Oh, and we can use the underground bunkers mod to add some more huge underground structures filled with hostile creatures and loot, as well as many different kinds of rooms to explore. Some of the rooms contain tanks, others experiments, rooms for farming or command rooms, so basically just a fitting underground dungeons mod for the apocalypse setting, but an optional one, because the previous mods will already give you a lot to explore. Now that we have a great world generation for our zombie apocalypse, we also need dangerous zombies as foes, and well, the vanilla ones are definitely not threatening enough. First of all, we can use the Bad Mobs mod to disable all of the unnecessary usual opponents, like creepers or skeletons. And we can also use no baby zombies to disable annoying baby zombies, if you don't want them. We also want our zombies to be a threat at day, so we can use the Mob Sunscreen mod to prevent them from burning during the day. And to enable zombies spawning during the day, we can also add No Rest for the Wicked. Next, we have Tissou's Zombie Pack, which is actually a resource pack, but it is super useful, as it will change the boring Minecraft zombie skin into a customized one, giving each zombie one of over 1,500 unique skins, bringing a lot of variety to your zombie encounters. Hordes of zombies just look much cooler and realistic that way. So I always use this mod, a simple tool, but already changes a lot. But we still need the zombies to be more threatening. For this, we can use the mod Zombie Awareness. This mod will let zombies move in groups, they will investigate light sources, which they can see from far away, and in general, they will be more attentive and react to stuff, like breaking blocks or placing them, using doors, and so on. However, according to some modpack creators, the mod can also cause lags, so you should watch out for that. Now the zombies move more like a group, but they are still pretty weak. With the mod We Get Runners, they will gain new abilities. Often you will now encounter runners, which are faster, and grounders, which can stun you and prevent you from moving for a moment. The zombies will act more erratically. When burning, they will gain more speed, and normal zombies will now sometimes randomly sprint. But most importantly, we need these classic hordes of zombies wandering throughout the world and invading your base. For this, we can use the Hordes, which is a mod that will introduce these hordes of zombies that will attack your base in waves from midnight until morning, which can also be configured differently. Besides just adding hordes of zombies, this mod will also add an infection mechanic. When not treating a zombie bite, the player will slowly turn into a zombie itself, but you can cure it with items that you can configure yourself. In case you still feel like this is too easy, you could also use Mebahel's zombie horde instead of the hordes and maybe zombie awareness, because this mod will add invading zombie hordes that will move in groups. The difference, however, with this mod is that the zombies are capable of breaking through glass, fences and other defenses, forcing you to adapt your bases and defense strategies. It will also add a progressive difficulty, so this mod might be interesting if you still want the zombies to be even stronger. The next mod on our list is Mutants and Zombies, and while our normal zombies are already pretty cool now, with this mod we will have some additional special zombie types to add even more variety. There are zombies of all sizes, like brutes, crawlers, spitters, split-head zombies. The mod is not perfect, to be honest, and it is not a must-have in my opinion, especially because it lacks some more high-quality animations, which is definitely a downside. However, I think especially the zombie models really feel like mutations that originated from vanilla zombies, so they fit pretty well. For more special zombie types, this is good. If you want to go a bit more crazy and cartoonish, you can also install Infectious, which will add over 80 unique new zombie types, which kind of remind me of Zombies vs. Plants because of their funnier style. Most of them really look like variations of the vanilla zombies, but they don't have the cool skins of Tissou's zombie pack. Furthermore, they will definitely take a bit away from the more dark, serious theme of the zombie mod pack, as there are all kinds of funny zombies included, which are often not really realistic, so you have to be fine with that. Otherwise, it's great. And finally, there's UNDEAD Revamped. This mod will add more than just zombies, so there would be a few mobs that you could prevent from spawning via bad mobs if you only want zombie variations to be included. Otherwise, I'm a big fan of this mod, because the models look amazing. The mod has a great quality, animations, and I simply love some of the creatures it adds, like the beekeeper skeleton. But this mod definitely already veers off a lot from the only zombies trope, so you have to decide for yourself what range of monsters you want to have. Okay, we have an immersive world, scary zombies. Now we need equipment to defend ourselves. For this we have multiple options. The first possible mod is Survivor's Arsenal, which has just been released and only has 8,000 downloads. This mod will expand Minecraft survival with new weapons, medical items, food, loot systems, recycling mechanics and more. Besides that, the mod will bring a few new structures to the game. And I have to admit, the decoration blocks of this mod are amazing. The structures, super well made, and especially the equipment items with their 3D models are beautiful. Furthermore, there are backpacks and different armors, all made in a high quality. The mod adds a lot of content and really feels like a conclusive content addition for equipment in a zombie apocalypse. Another alternative or addition you can use is Survival Instinct, which also adds a few structures. But the mod is definitely more focused on a larger range of armors, and also close-range combat gear, like axes, bats and so on. However, it doesn't have the cool 3D models for the weapons, which is a downside in my opinion. This mod is great if you want to have some more military theme armors, and especially these armors also have really well-made models, like the firefighter suit or the ghillie suit, and also the night vision helmets are simply gorgeous and beautiful. If you want to focus on armors and close-range weapons, take this one. If you want more different kinds of content, you should rather go for Survivor's Arsenal or just use both. But there's actually also a third option, Zombie Survival Kit, which also adds decoration blocks, weapons and so on, and this might be the mod with the most detailed and realistic models. but it also already veers off somewhat from the more vanilla way of design. This mod is more focused on the classic military armors, adding a lot of different military gear, which looks great, but if you want more variety, the other mods might be better. The weapons are mostly 2D models. Again, they are bats, knives, axes and so on. Furthermore, there are blocks like barbed wire and also a couple of structures. What is special is, for example, the flamethrower or the cool chainsaw, so it's also a good option. All three of them are cool equipment mods. Choose your favorite. Guns in a zombie apocalypse mod pack is like a must-have, and they really add the fun, holding hordes of dozens or hundreds of zombies back by using your whole arsenal of weaponry. And as Mr. Crayfish's gun mod is sadly not being updated anymore, there are two gun mod juggernauts left. Timeless and Classic Zero Guns is one of them. This mod is amazing, most of you will already know it. Incredible first-person animations, reload animations, weapon inspection animations, gunplay like you are playing CSGO or Call of Duty. You can modify your guns in a beautiful interface and build your custom gun with your own favorite scope, handle and so on. There's a huge range of guns of all sizes, and the mod even has amazing third-person animations when playing together with others. It has super detailed gun models, so you need to be a fan of that, but in terms of quality, in my opinion, it is simply unmatched and would always be my personal first choice. So, what is the alternative to Timeless and Classic Zero guns? You might have guessed it, Vix Point Blank. And even though Taxi has 25 million downloads, Vix Point Blank also has more than 7 million. This mod also has great first-person animations, inspection animations, you can customize your guns, and what might be the most distinct difference is that the guns in this mod have a more Minecrafty style and are not as detailed. So they fit a bit better in the game while still looking super cool and realistic. So both mods have an amazing quality, but in my opinion, Taxi is just slightly better. It has nicer interfaces for customization, more detailed animations, especially in third person, and so on. Still, you can use both mods without a second thought. For further equipment, you can also use Keerdm's Binoculars, which will add some cute binoculars for your exploration to the game. Just a super small mod, but I think having a binocular to scout cities filled with potential deadly threats might be a good idea, right? Do you need heavy machinery, like cars, armored vehicles, or even tanks and planes in a zombie apocalypse? I am not sure, to be honest. And there's not really an amazing mod out there, which for example provides you with a bus, upgraded with iron plates or something, which would be perfect in such a setting. But with Superb Warfare, and for example the Frontline Combat Pack add-on, you will get some vehicles like Toyotas, equipped with weapons, and heavy transport vehicles that would make sense in such a scenario. However, most of these mods also include some other stuff, like helicopters and so on, which would maybe be a bit too much. But that is for you to decide. In general, it is super fun to use them, and also in such a context, I think they would fit organically, even though the mods were probably developed with a more military context in mind. I also wanted to quickly show you the Vintage Vehicle Pack for Superb Warfare. Similar case as with the Frontline Combat Pack, but this mod also adds a range of more supply vehicles, like large trucks and so on. These armored trucks are just perfect in my opinion, because they are exactly what you would need to protect yourself against zombies. However, also this mod includes some stuff that goes beyond just armored vehicles, like combat helicopters or trucks that are equipped with rocket launchers or defense rockets and so on. Also, what might be a general downside of using Superb Warfare and its add-ons is that the mod also adds guns. So if we're using Taxi, we have two different gun systems in the game, which is unnecessary and can harm the balancing. But I also think simply not having any cool vehicles to drive around or use as a decoration would also be super sad. Now we have a world, zombies, gear, weapons, vehicles, but we also need something to build and secure our base with. And well, there's really only one option that is kind of a no-brainer, and a mod that I have actually been using for many years now. Security Craft. This mod adds all kinds of blocks and tools you can use to build your super secure facility. There are security cameras that you can access remotely, retinal scanners, keypads, and even automatic turrets that can attack hostile mobs or players. Furthermore, it will add reinforced blocks, so a way to make your base indestructible in the late game, which is great if you have mods which let zombies break down blocks. The mod is focused on providing you with ways to establish a cool security management, but doesn't have many weapons and so on. A no-brainer. Great choice. Security Craft is great for setting up a good security system, but you need something that actually kills the zombies and holds them as hordes of them are approaching your base. For this, my favorite is simply traps, which is a super simple, straightforward and great mod to set up a few traps. There are slime traps, spikes, wooden stacks, barbed wire and even leaves that will break as you step on them. I love the design, which also fits perfectly into vanilla Minecraft, and that the mod's mechanics are just simple and straightforward. Note that if you have KOC for the world generation, you can also just use the pre-existing dependency mine traps. Alright, we are almost finished, but we can also improve the overall feel of our zombie apocalypse world by adding visual mods like extra Gore, which will introduce blood particles to all mob entities when they get hurt. So now as you are shooting zombies with your guns or hit them with other equipment, they will have some cool looking particles. Adding a bit to the immersion just feels like a great addition for such a mod pack. And we can also throw in EnhancedVisuals, which will basically just add some scratches, bloodstains or grime to your first-person perspective as you receive damage from hits, falling, burning or whatever. It is also just a small change, but reminds me of other games, where your screen also changes as you get damaged. So also a cool small addition for the immersion. Finally, we can use a resource pack, Fresh Animations, to improve the animations of mobs. Now they don't look as static, but the zombies have a posture that feels more realistic. Also, when they are running after you, it looks much better and more organic, not like robots without any knees. It is a resource pack, so technically not another mod, but it just changes the immersion so much, so a big recommendation. Alright, now we have basically everything we need for a zombie apocalypse mod pack, but I still have some further optional mods, or honorable mentions for you. First Aid is a mod that will replace your health bar with health regions, and you need to heal your different body parts using bandages or other tools, which makes the game more challenging and also realistic, forcing you to be prepared to survive. Also, combined with the infection mechanics, this would fit super well, as you could heal infections using items. Artillery support doesn't really fit such a mod pack, but I just found out about this mod and I think it is pretty cool. And well, it is not completely unthinkable to have a military that can provide artillery support in a zombie apocalypse, right? Just throw a smoke grenade and a couple of seconds later, your army will let a barrage of explosives rain down on the zombies hunting you. There's also butchery, in case you want to build a creepy facility for some scary gangs like in The Walking Dead, but this is just a small extra. Or if you don't like Tissou's zombie skin pack, you can use zombie variants for more other types of zombies, 15 in total. And if you really want to stay close to vanilla Minecraft, there's Variants Adventures, which adds a jungle and frozen zombie, but in my opinion that is a bit boring for a zombie apocalypse. If you also want to go survivalist style, you can also add simply tents and just camp outside, but I'm not sure how long you would survive that way, so maybe it is not a great idea. Chovi's Apocalypse is also a great mod for zombie apocalypse tools and items, but I personally prefer the other mods a bit more. Still a good choice and worth checking out. And Glider could also be a cool addition when walking through cities with tall buildings. For example, when you need to find a quick way to escape a group of zombies chasing you to the top of a skyscraper. Finally, there are some other mods that you can use to, for example, customize scaling of zombies, spawning conditions and so on, like In Control, but they are more complicated and rather for modpack developers, instead of just casual players creating their own custom collection of mods. And overall, playing a modpack, like for example Cursed Walking, is also definitely worth a consideration to have everything prepared in advance. This is it for this video. This was my largest compilation yet, and a lot of work. If you liked it, feel free to leave a like, comment or subscribe. You can find the links to all of the mods in the description below. Tell me what video you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.